What's up, you guys? I got some prop bets and a parlay coming your guys' way for UFC Mexico. We're going to run at least 3 prop bets to target for the card, and then we'll cap this video off with a nice long shot parlay. Those parlays are going to vary from the plus 1,000 to a plus 17, 1,800 range. And if you're new to betting on sports, or if you don't understand simple math, those parlays are not easy to hit. I've seen some of you guys in the comments section flipping out because the long shot parlay didn't hit last week. All right. I mean, if you hit 1 out of every 16, 17 of them, okay, you essentially break even. Okay. So you guys kind of understand what's going on here, and don't be putting your rent money on the long shot parlay, guys. All right. It's not easy to hit a bet like that. And I don't typically advise that you even target those kind of bets, but we're having some fun here. If that's the kind of fun you like, then smash the like button so I know, and I'll keep these coming to you. Subscribe if you're new here to the channel. If you guys want to work with me for my official targets for the card, do not hesitate to reach out to me. I'm looking for a big bounce back event. All right, guys. I wasn't crazy about the way that things played out for UFC London, as some of you guys know. Some controversial decisions, but all in all, it was not a good card for me. I'm looking for a big bounce back event, and that's what you guys are going to get. So reach out to me. We got some solid targets. If you are interested, I got my email and my social media below me. You could shoot me a DM on Instagram or an email. Even if you're not interested, go follow me on IG and Twitter. X. I keep calling it Twitter, guys, but I appreciate you. Let's go jump into the first target.
The teller.
The first fight we're going to talk about is Jamal Emmers versus Gabriel Miranda. Okay, I am very suspect if Miranda is even a UFC caliber fighter, even though he is entering now his 4th UFC fight. He's 1-2. He got away with that submission victory over Shane Young. Okay, we'll give credit to the fact that Miranda has submission abilities. In fact, all of his victories do come by way of sub, but they're against all these low-level fighters, okay? Not a lot of recognizable names fighting on the regional scene over in Brazil, but we'll still give him credit. We'll chalk it up and we'll say he has submission ability. I do believe that. His striking defense is very suspect. His overall mixed martial arts game is very suspect. He's very stiff. He's not the greatest athlete. You take a look at the Morgan Charrier and BSD losses that he took. Both of them haven't aged that well. Okay, I'm not saying that Morgan and Benoit Saint-Denis are horrible fighters, but they haven't been looking the greatest as of recently. Both of them were able to go in there and get finishes over Miranda in devastating fashion. You take a look at Emmers. Okay, he's had his ups and downs. There's no question about that. He makes mistakes when he's in there, but he is dangerous offensively, and he's quite technical. I can easily see Emmers getting a finish in this fight via TKO. I could easily see it. And I don't think it's out of the realm that Miranda can shake things up and get a finish, not only even just by pulling off the sub, but maybe even with the stretch of the imagination, he clips Emmers with the strike, because we've seen Emmers knocked out in 3 of his 8 losses. And sometimes, or in some of those fights, he was a major favorite as well. And he has these hiccups, right? You think of like the Julian Erosa KO loss that he took. He was just knocked out by Nate Landwehr. Okay, so he's coming into this fight off a fight where he was finished in the first round. All right, he is suspect. Okay, don't bank on that being the situation, but it's going to lead me to the play that we're targeting. I like the under 2.5 here. It's set at -190. It's going to be a little bit of a higher target compared to the rest that I'm going to throw at you. Stay with me. We'll throw you some plus action. But I do like this. I wasn't going to skip over this one. I would be very surprised if this fight makes it to the final bell. And -190 is not necessarily out of reach for me. I think that's somewhat of a safe play. I think that the finish can come a variety of ways, but I think Emmers is going to get a TKO against Miranda. Before we jump into this next one, we are powered by BetUS TV. Go give them a follow on X. They got all types of great content coming your guys' way, and we are powered by BetUS TV. All right, we got Kelvin Gastelum taking on Joe Pyfer. Now, this one's going to get interesting, all right? Kelvin Gastelum has never been knocked out. Joe Pyfer is an absolute knockout artist. One aspect of his game that I believe is a little underrated is going to be his submission abilities, okay, his jiu-jitsu skills. He's not a bad grappler. We've seen him in some grappling matches as of recently, right after he went out there and knocked out Gerald Mearshart. Then he went out there, defeated him at Fury Pro Grappling 7. After his recent Marc-Andre Barriault knockout victory, he went and had another grappling victory over Nicholas Willie over at Fury Pro Grappling 12. You know that he's great friends with Sean Brady. He's an extensive training partner of Brady. Okay, so, and besides that, it's not like he's just learning from Sean Brady. Of course, iron sharpens iron, and it's great that they're training together, but Pyfer's been training MMA and jiu-jitsu from a very, very young age, if you don't know his background and his story, okay? So, I mean, he has jiu-jitsu skills, and the reason why I'm highlighting that is that Gastelum has never been knocked out. All right, he has a granite chin, although he's taken a lot of damage and he's been in some wars. He's getting up there in age, and I think that it is realistic that we see him knocked out by Pyfer here. Pyfer hits like a truck. He can get Gastelum out of here with his boxing skills. I'm telling you guys right now. But when we've seen Gastelum finished, oh, take a look here. Brady submitted him in the third round, his training partner. We saw him submitted by Jack Hermanson in the first round. He got caught in the sub. That was a very suspect performance. That was a weird one. And if you remember, he was also subbed by Chris Weidman in the third round. All right. So I think that Pyfer can hurt him and eventually snatch up a sub. I think he can knock him out. I think that Pyfer, not only is he going to win this fight, I think that he's going to get a finish on the very tough Gastelum. Okay. And that's saying a lot, man. I have a lot of respect for the toughness of Kelvin. When I look at Pyfer, I mean, you take a look at the numbers. All right, 13 victories. He's only gone to a decision once. Even in that loss that he just took recently to Hermanson, I mean, the shots that he was landing on him, I mean, not a lot of fighters are going to withstand that type of damage. And Pyfer's 28. He's getting better and better. Now, Pyfer has also been finished in 2 of his 3 fights, although one of them was that fluke injury. Take that for what you will. Gastelum is more of a decisionator, really, when you take a look at his overall numbers. So I'm not necessarily banking on him to be the fighter that gets a finish, but you never know. I think you guys know where I'm going with this, right? You take a look at the line here. I like the under 2.5 that's set at even odds, okay? And the real reason why I like it is because I am very much backing Joe Pyfer to get his hand raised, and he is a fight finisher. I'm going to say that he does what he does best, and that's getting a finish. And Gastelum, he's been through some wars, man. We'll see if he holds up. We'll see how the fight takes place, but the finish can come a variety of ways there. And then we'll jump up to the co-main event where Manuel Torres takes on Drew Dober. I'm going to throw you guys a curveball here, all right? I completely understand that both these fighters shoot out the gate. I understand that Dober has been knocked out, and I think 2 of his last 3 fights he comes in off the Gene Silva KO loss. He was knocked out in 2 of his last 4, right? Favola caught him as well. We've seen Dober hurt, and we've also seen Dober go out there and starch dudes, all right, over the years. He just knocked out Ricky Glenn, knocked out Bobby Green, Rafael Alves, Terrence McKinney, Alexander Hernandez, Nasrat Hakparast, Marco Polo Reyes, okay? There's a lot of knockouts going on when you're talking Drew Dober, and like I said, Torres is a fight finisher as well, all right? I have a feeling that these fighters will shoot at the gate at each other, but maybe Torres even gets Dober down for a little bit. Maybe we see some time wasted off the clock. Maybe we see them land some big strikes on each other, but no one actually gets put out. I mean, it could still be a war. It doesn't mean that somebody has to get knocked out, at least not immediately, okay? Because as we scroll over to the over-under on just the 1.5 round marker, we just got to get to the halfway marker of this fight. I think that it's reachable, and at plus 142, which is where it's at right now, I think that there's some value there. Okay, I mean, yeah, that knockout may come before the halfway marker. It may come in the second half of the fight, or maybe amazingly enough, there's no knockout in this fight and it's still a war. Okay, but I'm actually favoring us to see maybe a later knockout. How about that? If I had to pick, maybe we get a late finish, or maybe this fight actually makes it to the final bell. But I'm willing to take a risk on that plus 142 line. I want to throw some plus odds at you guys, and I wanted to talk this co-main event, and I think it's a little bit more realistic than people think it's going to be. People think that you just throw 2 killers in there with each other, and it's always you're always going to see a knockout. That's really not the case, right? There's a lot of examples where you throw 2 warriors in there with each other, and 2 guys that typically knock dudes out or get knocked out, and sometimes it doesn't play out like that. All right, I think at plus 142, there's some value there. And that takes us over to the long shot parlay. Ring the bells, boys. All right, as you see, I already put 2 legs together for us. Okay, we got Brandon Moreno and Joseph Pyfer. Okay, that takes us right off the rip to minus 111. Okay, those are 2 of the bigger fights in the card. Moreno, I like him to win this fight. I'm really wondering where Erceg's head's going to be because even before he got hit with that KO shot against Kai Kara France, he was looking kind of weird in that fight. And Brandon is just looking phenomenal. All right, he's coming off a big win. I'll even take him with the minus 230 line. You guys know I like me some Pfeiffer. That line has dipped in a major way. Now, what else to throw in here with this? How about we throw, the Edgar Charez line? I think that's a little too high for my liking. And we got to throw David Martinez up in the mix. Okay, that takes us to a plus 140. We just got him at minus 375. David Martinez has some nasty striking. Simon Oliveira hasn't been in the cage in a long time and has never really shown to be that promising of a fighter. What else do we got cooking over here? Should we throw Ateba Gautier in the mix? I mean, at minus 410, is that worth it? I mean, I think he gets the job done, but what happens if Jose Medina, the walking punching bag, the zombie, pushes him to the later rounds? Is it really worth it? I don't know about that. Let's throw Emmers in the mix. I know it's not the cheapest line, but I got a lot of confidence in Emmers there. Let's throw Markel Maderos. We'll throw him in the mix. That will take us to a plus 380. I think that Markel should look good in that spot against Austin Hubbard, the veteran. Markel has shown some promise. I think with the time that he's been away from the fight game, I think he'll come back sharper than ever. He's a young fighter. And then we need some more legs here, guys. So we're going to have to start targeting some close lines. It looks like we're going to have to target should we target Sleepy Boy? We're going to target Sleepy Boy. I mean, he'll have the crowd behind him. I think it's a little different in Mexico compared to London, okay? I think that the home fighters are going to have a real edge when it goes to the judges' decisions, okay? It's not like London. Mexico's a little different. Okay, good luck going against a fighter that should have rightfully won, okay, like Nathan Fletcher. Good luck going against a Mexican fighter in Mexico City that should have legitimately won the fight. The Mick Parkin one was closer. Could have won either way, but good luck going against a fighter that should have won going against one of these Mexican fighters in Mexico City. That's not going to happen, all right? So plus 680. That could be a close fight, but I think that Sleepy Boy will have the crowd going crazy. He has some good wrestling ability. We'll see how that fight goes. Maybe not my favorite target, but we got to juice this lineup. Looks like we're going to have to throw. This one's going to get a little hectic here. We're going to have a lot of legs going on unless we throw a big dog in the mix. But, I think we're going to have to throw Loopy up in here. That's what we're going to do. We're going to throw Loopy up in the mix. Loopy has the wrestling ability to take control of that fight. We'll see how it plays out. I don't know if I'm crazy about that line either, but we got up to a plus 1,011. Okay, guys, so we cleared the 4-digit marker there. We're up in the 4 figures, and you guys let me know if you're tailing me on that big parlay. That's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a 7-teamer, boys. Okay, but some of these are pretty comfortable legs. It'll come down to a few fights, and we'll see if it catches. Let me know if you guys are tailing me or fading me. I know some of you guys are going to be pulling your hair out if the long shot parlay doesn't hit and you followed the teller's advice. Take it easy. That's going to wrap this episode up, though. I appreciate you for tuning in. Guys, if anyone's looking for a new sportsbook, don't hesitate to reach out to me. If you guys sign up through my link, I will give you guys my official plays for this card for free. Other than that, if you're just interested in my targets, do not hesitate to reach out to me. Shoot me an email. DM me on Instagram or even X if the other two don't work for you. And I hope you guys all have a great week. I have plenty of content coming your guys' way. Don't miss out. Make sure you guys are tuned in to the Sunday dump on IG. We got that coming your guys' way every Sunday, and you guys are going nuts. You guys love the memes that I'm putting out. I mean, if I'm being honest, if I'm tooting my own horn, I know some of you guys don't like me being confident. I saw you guys in the comment section, but I got the best MMA memes coming out right now. All right, I mean, let's be real. Go check out the dump over there. All right, guys, signing out. Teller.
The teller.